Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request for Steven. Thank you so much for that. For those interested, requesting any type of videos, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, movie review, re-review, tier list ranking, whatever the case, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And as you can tell by the cover, the poster, the title, it is a Bruce Willis direct-to-video film called Once Upon a Time in Venice from 2017. Now, this was just sad to see. It was. This was sad to see. I think Steven liked this a lot more than I did. He didn't love it or anything, but he liked it. I did not like this film at all. Now, with Bruce Willis and direct-to-video films, I have not seen as many as some people may think. There's a lot of them I have not ever seen or reviewed. I probably count one hand. And usually he's in it for 5 or 10 minutes, appears sporadically. Some other guy's the star, whether it be Mark Paul Gosselaar or Kevin Dillon or some other guy. And he pops up every once in a while. Fire with Fire, Josh Duhamel starred in that. I didn't mind it. I thought that was okay. But a lot of them was pretty... Like one that had Michael Chiklis as the star. That was pretty bad. There's another one. I forgot what the hell it was called, though. I know there was one, but Hayden Christensen was the star. There's quite a few of them. And it was... Even if I haven't seen those films, I've seen some of the trailers for those films, and they look really bad. Because Bruce Willis, at the time we thought it was laziness, but I don't know what year he started losing his mind. Sadly, aphasia, I forget the exact term, but it's pretty much him losing his mind. I don't know when that happened. I don't know what year that happened, I should say, when it started. But it got to the point you would hear that he would have to read cue cards, he would have to have an earpiece. He seemed much more tired, much more lethargic, much more... I talked like that. And what's even more sad is, apparently, Bruce Willis nowadays, he doesn't even remember being an actor. Like, that's how far his mind is fallen down. He doesn't even remember being a star, being an actor. Forgive me if I get the information wrong. I think he can't even talk anymore now. And I don't know how long he'll be with us. But it's a shame. It's dementia, however you want to put it. And that's why, yes, this would be a rant, but I'm not going to... It's hard to be an angry... Because if you're going through that, it's hard to... I mean, when we didn't know, I'm like, why is he being so lazy? What the fuck is he doing? Well, now we know. I don't know when that started, what year, but... And granted, this film, he is the star of it. He's in it throughout the entire film. It's him trying to do something a little bit different, a little bit more comedic. There's some good actors in there. John Goodman, Arachnophobia, The Big Lebowski, which I'll get back to The Big Lebowski in a few minutes. Don't let me forget. Famke Janssen, who I enjoy, and she was Jean Grey in the first couple X-Men films. She was in the House on Haunted Hill remake from 1999. She was in Deep Rising, which I love, with Treat Williams. Rest in peace, Treat Williams. Christopher McDonald, Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore, he's in it for a bit. a teeny bit. Adam Goldberg, I've seen him in movies, various ones. He's a pretty good actor. He's in there for a little bit. Jason Momoa is there as at first our main antagonist, and then kind of stops being that by the end of it. Thomas Middleditch, he plays Bruce Willis's assistant. Just Bruce Willis is a private investigator. He's a detective in Venice, California. He used to be a cop, now he's a PI. His assistant is this guy, Thomas Middleditch, which I've seen in a few films. One in particular I remember is The Final Girls, which I like that film. If you watch the trailer, the character, just the movie's about characters that get sucked into a slasher film. And so the guy that goes, oh, I bet this is sugar. Oh no, that's blood. That guy, also at the end of the trailer, there's the standee, he kind of trips and falls on it. That's Thomas Middleditch. So he's in this as, again, Bruce Willis' assistant. The first 30-some minutes, it doesn't really have a plot. It's just kind of, I guess, trying to let us get to know these pooty characters. And then 30 minutes in, Famke Janssen plays Bruce Willis' sister. Her and her daughter, their stuff gets stolen, and the family dog gets stolen as well. So Bruce Willis has to go find the dog and get the dog back. Eventually finds out it's with Jason Momoa, but then he needs to get some money to pay for it. He does, but then the dog's now with this other lady. He's got to go over there and deal with that. There's all these characters kind of mixed in together. John Goodman is a guy who owned a surf shop, and he's Bruce Willis's buddy. So unlike some of those action films of the direct-to-video Bruce Willis era, like I said, he's in it throughout the entire film. And it tries to be at least a little bit different. But I still don't think it's good. Like, at all. One problem, it's written by the guy who made it is one of the writers of Cop Out. And I think the two writers are the writers from Cop Out. Cop Out was one of those movies that fooled me. When I first saw it, I wanted to like it because at that time I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. I love Clerks and Mallrats and Chasing Amy and Dogma, and wow, he's finally getting to do an action film and with Bruce Willis. Cool. So I fooled myself into liking it, and then I saw it a second time and went, yeah, this is good. Hell, I don't like Cop Out. I would say I would rather watch Cop Out than this again. And I don't think Cop Out's a good movie. And these guys are not good writers. Cop Out, this film, they do not have good scripts. They're not funny. I barely got any laughs out of this film. I do not think these guys know how to write, and I don't find a lot of films on their filmography. There's probably a fucking good reason for that. Because they suck at writing comedy. I have no idea how Kevin Smith read their script and said, yes, I'm going to do Cop Out. Which was at first called A Couple of Dicks. You get it? Did you? Bruce Willis, I don't think he did a good job. I disagree with Steven on that. Steven says, oh yeah, he did. Sorry, Steven, we agree to disagree. I think Bruce Willis was still pretty bad in this. He was still lethargic. He was still... But you could tell he wasn't all there. And then when he's trying to do comedy, it just feels more awkward. And he could do comedy. I mean, hell, he did the one-liners and the wisecracks and The Last Boy Scout and the Die Hard films well. Even Hudson Hawk, the more kooky comedy, he did a good job with that. Jack, But here, it just felt more awkward. It felt like he was stumbling. He felt like an older man, I don't mean this in disrespect, but as a description, a feeble old man trying to deal with the cool kids. And it seemed like that was the case here. He was not good. He did not give a good performance. Again, he just felt he looked more confused and awkward at times. John Goodman, I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do or what he was told to do. I guess the idea is because he's getting a divorce. He acts like a comatose patient most of the movie. Except at the very, very end when him and Bruce have to go into this house to try to to deal with some stuff. In an action scene, but it's not really an action scene, because there's very, very little action. It's funny that the poster, Bruce has like a shotgun. I don't think he ever uses that shotgun. The only time he has it is at the very, very end, and I don't remember even firing the damn thing. I really don't. Maybe I missed it, but there's very, very, very little action in this movie. Famke Janssen is barely in it. She's in like 2 or 3 scenes. Jason Momoa, he's trying to be, hey Holmes, what's up SA? Thinking he's, I don't know, Mexican American and went to night school and got a B. Hey Holmes. Trying to be a game baner with the headband and stuff. I'm like, whatever. My friend Effrey, he's not Mexican, but I just have a feeling if my friend Effrey saw this guy, he would be like, what the fuck is this puto doing? He would give this guy so many putos. I swear. And okay, they get more specific in the film. Step by step with the film. Spoilers. Thomas Middleditch, like I said, is the assistant. He finds this girl who Bruce is supposed to be looking for. Takes her to Bruce Willis, because supposedly Bruce is going to call the brothers, the girl's brothers, the family, to tell, hey, she's here. Instead, Bruce and the girl have sex. Which in itself was awkward because the girl's it looks like she's in her 20s, but Bruce was like in his 60s at this point. So this seemed a bit awkward, just more uncomfortable. And to see Bruce in that stage and trying to have a sex scene while a girl's riding him, no thank you. I'd rather stick this down my throat. So the brothers find out, and they try to beat up Bruce Willis. And you could tell, whenever Bruce is flung around, it's a double. It's easily a double. You could tell. He's thrown against the wall. It's a double. On the floor, it's a double. You could tell. He escapes with a skateboard, naked, and this one I'm sitting there going, that's what kind of movie this is. A naked Bruce Willis skateboarding around town to escape these guys. Of course, most of the time it's a double, because Bruce isn't going to know how to skateboard. And there's literally a point where a cop stops him, and Bruce knows the cop, and he hides the gun between his butt cheeks. So Bruce Willis is naked, has his hands up, and we see frame that the gun is between Bruce's butt cheeks. That's the comedy in this film. I don't get how Bruce Willis worked with these guys on Cop Out and said, you know what? I'm going to work with these fucking guys again. So he gets away. He's got to help this one guy get his vehicle from Jason Momoa. So he pretends to be a pizza delivery guy. And again, you see like Bruce like trying to act as a pizza delivery guy. And I just think back to the days of Moonlighting and Die Hard 1 and even, what's that movie? Blind Date. And you just see how he could be just so quick and so on fire with the comedy. I still laugh my ass off in that scene in Blind Date where John Larroquette is like, dance! Do the moonwalk! I hate that shit! He starts shooting at John Larroquette's feet after he's doing the moonwalk. I hate that shit! And then you just see him here, he just seems like he's... I feel bad for him. I feel like, oh, poor guy. The poor old man. And that's not condescending. I mean that in a real way. Because knowing what we know now, and you see, you can clearly tell he's being affected by this. Like you think, what's up with this guy? When you know now it's clearly obvious. It's just fucking depressing. So he gets the car, he drives off. He accidentally wrecked a bit of it, but he gets the car back for the guy. He goes to see his buddy, John Goodman, who's getting a divorce and has his surf shop. Again, most of his performance is, he's talking very like this. See, this movie's like a shitty version of Big Lebowski. Like, the Big Lebowski I have over here, it's fantastic. It's one of my favorite comedies. This felt like the writers wanted to do... They wanted to do their own Big Lebowski and failed. Just the dude. It's a guy who inadvertently becomes kind of like a detective. He's with, at times, his sidekick, John Goodman. He meets all these kooky characters. But that film is actually funny, has timing, has wit, great performances by everybody. And like, oh, let's get John Goodman, but let's have him be the opposite of Walter. Instead of high energy, just very, very quiet and stuff, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if that was some of the direction they gave John Goodman. There's a bit where he talks to his soon-to-be ex-wife, and he zones out, not once, but twice, where he's listening to her, and then zones out, and music starts playing. She's like, hey, oh, okay, blah, 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 and then he zones out again. Just, if it wasn't funny enough the first time, we need to repeat it another fucking time. Oh yeah, Adam Goldberg. This is another little subplot where Bruce is hired by him to find this graffiti artist who's making these sexually explicit graffiti on his buildings. That shows Adam Goldberg either sucking dick or getting fucked in the ass or getting teabag in his mouth. Bruce tossed to his sister, Famke Janssen, tossed to his niece, the dog. 35 minutes, 53 seconds. I thought this was... I noticed this. When their stuff's been taken and Bruce comes to see them, when he leaves, it cuts away from him and you hear the words, stay calm, wait for the cops. And I'm sitting there going, that's not Bruce Willis's voice. That sounds like one of the fucking guys who imitated him in the Die Hard video games. Like Die Hard Trilogy. I swear to God, it sounded more like the guy from Die Hard Trilogy than Bruce Willis. So Bruce has to go find the dog. He gets security footage from Tal Penn, Kumar from the Harold and Kumar trilogy. He's in one scene. He plays a guy working at a grocery store. He gets money, gives him the videotape. Because I guess in 2017 they still use videotapes. Is this meant to be 2017? Like the year this was made? Because why the fuck would he still have a videotape? For his security in 2017. But whatever. Jason Momoa trying to be loco. Hey, that's your little niece's TV, bro. How's it going, bro? Like, dude, Jason Momoa, Mamma Mia, you're not this guy, dude. And it just goes from him either having to go over here, deal with people who are cross-dressers. This tough cross-dresser knocks him out, dresses him up in a red women's clothes and a wig. Looking like he's fucking Little Orphan Annie. He escapes. Gets with John Goodman. They find his assistant, Thomas Middleditch, finds out who the graffiti artist is, tells Bruce, him and John Goodman go to Christopher McDonald, because Christopher McDonald, Shooter McGavin, hired the graffiti artist to fuck up these buildings so that he could buy Adam Goldberg stuff cheap and all that. Bruce and John Goodman get some guns. They go to this club. He threatens him with a gun. John Goodman threatens with a grenade. They get some information. They leave. They get back to Jason Momoa's place. And it's kind of just people just fucking around, floundering around. Bruce Willis, John Goodman don't really do anything. Eventually, Jason Momoa gets a gun on them, shoots the one guy because he made a deal with Bruce Willis. At this point, my cocaine was taken, give him my cocaine, and now what do? You dog bad, but you get this bit of money. Everything's fine. There's a few bits with John Goodman throughout it that I could almost chuckle at. When he's having the dinner with his ex-wife and he's there not to sign the papers, but then he signs it and does everything wrong, and then he gets back and he sits down with Bruce and goes, I think I fucked up. Like, that was kind of funny. Or at the end with Bruce and Jason Momoa, John Goodman comes in, starts shooting, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not used to this. That was kind of a little bit funny, kind of. There's a bit early on when they're getting near Jason Momoa's place that John Goodman bites a dog. That's pretty much it. Because of all the shenanigans, he gets the dog back. He's able to get his parents' place from Adam Goldberg because they stopped the graffiti guy. Everything seems to be fine. The brothers at the beginning don't chase Bruce Willis anymore because Thomas Middleditch got with that girl and the girl's mom likes him, so the brothers like him. So Thomas Middleditch is with that girl for the beginning of the movie. But then it ends on a sequel bait ending where the people from the club, they captured Thomas Middleditch, get info out of him, leave him tied up. They're like, we're going to a barbecue, whatever. They don't go see Bruce and John Goodman and them. They leave. Thomas Middleditch is tied up saying something, and then the movie's over. And I'm like, so the story isn't even fucking done. So even if you're into the story isn't even fucking done. Now they're going to go, what? Is it going to be like Menace to Society? That's where it makes you the Menace to Society drive-by, you know. Maybe it'd be that. It ends. It just stops. Like, the movie just fucking stops. The movie just fucking stops. I'm like, that's your ending, dude? That's your fucking ending. That's your ending. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Are you shitting me? So what do we have here? We have Bruce Willis, who's still in that awkward aphasia. Again, I forget the term. That dementia, like seeping in. He's awkward. He doesn't do the comedy that well, at least at this point anymore. An unfunny script. The plot doesn't even kick in till like a half hour in. Very little action. It's not filmed badly. I'll say that. It's not filmed badly. It does get the look of California perfectly fine. So I have no issues with the way it looks. I don't have issues with the cinematography. The few little bits you see of Bruce Willis and little bits of action, you can tell a lot of body doubles. It's definitely no John Wick, because I know people thought, oh, he's a guy trying to look for his dog, or, well, in that one, revenge for the death of his dog, here, something, but no, not really. If you're expecting him to go around, kick ass, take names, and have fun trying to look for his dog, you don't get that. John Goodman, great actor, directed terribly to give him this shitty performance. Calpin in one scene, wasted. Famke Janssen, 2 or 3 scenes wasted. Jason Momoa, I don't buy him some local game member. Hey, SA, hey, Holmes. I don't buy him in that. Thomas Middleditch is fine. He's fine as playing the little bit more nerdy, assistant guy. But yeah, it just wasn't that funny. It wasn't that entertaining. And just like I said, watching it just sad. Just sad to see Bruce in this way. Again, yeah. Compared to other direct-to-video films, he's actually in it all the way through. And you just say maybe like he's trying a bit more compared to those. But that's what's makes it even more sad. It's okay, there are times he's trying, and it's still not that good. Because it really showed that he was not the same Bruce. And we sadly now know why. And that's a shame. It's a shame. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. And Bruce Willis, so many stories about him being a dick to people and treating people poorly. But at the same time, it's still sad to see him like this. It is. I don't wish what's going on with him on pretty much anyone. Okay, if it was Victor Salva, sure. Yeah, have it happen to him instead. Not Bruce Willis. Bruce didn't, however he may have treated people, I don't think he deserved this for his fate for life. I don't, and I'm a fan of his. I always loved the first 4 Die Hard films, The Last Boy Scout. I'm sorry, I'm acting like it's a damn memorial. I don't mean it that way, but it's just... The last film of his I liked was Death Wish. I don't mind the Death Wish film he was in. But man, it's... I don't know. Anyway, I'll stop now. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.